Hi, my name is Chris Sharp, and this is my 318 recommendations on how they would be placed. The first one, under Who We Are, of course, we've got We Are All Born Free by Amnesty International. This was chosen by our instructor and put into that category. And I actually put another book, You and I, Central Ideas, that people are alike and different. I also put A Boy and His Jaguar in that same category. It's a narrative nonfiction picture book where a boy who stutters learns how to deal with his stuttering and eventually becomes an advocate for animals. I didn't have any in the Where We Are and Time and Place. That was more related to history type books, and we didn't really have any in our for our gems. And how we express ourselves. The stories, central ideas, the stories are used to remember people and events. We have, as one of our gems, and the teacher put it in there, this one right here, The Man Who Walked Between Towers. And I also put the Barefoot Book of Earth Tales in there because, to me, this is something that these stories would have been handed down through generations, and that's how they would have been communicated. And to me, that's how, people use a variety of ways to share thoughts and ideas. These would have been handed down through families, so that, to me, that is a communication. And going down to the next one. On our next one, How the World Works. I have Push and Pull, How Forces in Nature Affect Our World. And I have Nature Recycles, How About You, under that classification. And it's narrative nonfiction, and it introduces kids to nature and how they can recycle different things, just like nature recycles. I also have Matter Matters, Our Natural Surroundings Move and Change, and that is Flashlight. And that's because in this book, it's a wordless picture book, but a child goes through in the night and with his flashlight sees the world in a different way just because he's looking at it from a different perspective. How We Organize Ourselves is the next one. Amnesty International, We Are All Born Free under that one, as well as The Man Who Walked Between Towers. I also placed Wild Ideas under that one. Under I Want It, people have needs and wants to survive and thrive. And it sounds a little silly maybe other people will want to do it a different way, but I did this because sometimes we just need to take our cues from the natural world. Take a leap of faith. That's an expression, and it's in here because he's talking about how animals would take a leap. Our next poetry gem I have is under Fur, Feathers, Scales, Animals Are Part of the Moving World. I put our poetry gem under that because it goes through and it shows children through photography and poems what a wonderful world animals are. If they can explore it through this book, through the different pictures, and listen to the words, and I just think it's really fits in that category well. The Amazing World of Animals. Animals have needs to grow and survive. I placed Tango Makes Three because this couple right here was so determined to make an actual family that they were trying to incubate a rock. So a zookeeper took pity on them and actually gave them an egg, and that became Tango. On the second part of our last journal, I went through and we were supposed to choose books to go with that. I chose for my story to jump off of from the Barefoot Book at the Barefoot Book of Earth Tales. I chose the very first story, and that was from Australia, and it's a creation story. The Sun Mother. It's a creation story, and I thought in order to get children to see this, because most children are more familiar with the Christian theology of creationism, I would take a cube and I would have different pictures on it to introduce the kids to the concept that other people can have other views, and it's still the same thing. It's still a story, it's just from a different point of view. And I would ask the children while I'm doing it, to hold up the picture, maybe match pictures, something to keep them involved. Get them past the idea that, it's different, so I can't really listen to it. I'd ask them afterwards, did you like the story? What would you change? What would you become if you could choose your form? Another book that I connected with that is A Boy and His Jaguar, because you're talking about a boy who wants to change the world. And he wants to do that, by being an advocate. I would ask, what do you think this story is about? I'd ask them how they felt whenever he was told he had to go to special school because he stutters. Ask them how do they think he would be able to help the Jaguar, and follow up and share the information at the end of the book. The next story that I connect to this video, all these together, is the story of Tango. And Tango makes 3, and that's because they did want to have a child so much that they were going through and incubating a stone. And it's just basically goes along with the whole thing that animals will do what they need to survive, humans as well, because they are a form of animals. The next one that I put in here, which was the last one, and that is Wild Ideas, Let Nature Inspire You. And that one is right here. And that's because, like I said, they can go through and they can see, do I want to be like a whale and make bubbles? Penguins procrastinate. Bees calculate. Elephants innovate. Bears keep count. These are all things that animals do, and that we can sit here and look at. Chimpanzees fold leaves to spoon cool drinks of water. They're using tools. We use tools, but it's a simpler way, and sometimes that's what we need to thrive, is to make our lives simple. Thank you for listening to my story. Bye-bye.